Here we have some practice problems for Chapter 9. And the first question is if D0 is equal to $2, G, which is constant, so we know we have the constant growth model, is 6%, and the price of the stock today, P0, is equal to $40, what is the stock's expected dividend yield for the coming year? Well, the dividend yield is equal to D1 over the price of the stock today. And so what we need to do first is get D1. And D1 would be equal to the last dividend paid, D0 times 1 plus the growth rate. And so in this case, D1 is equal to D0, $2 times 1 plus the growth rate, which is 6%. And that gives us D1 is equal to $2.12. Then, step 2 is we get our dividend yield. And we put our $2.12 over the price. And the price is equal to $40. And so we should get a dividend yield of 5.3%, which is answer C. So in question number 2, we are going to look at, let me get my pen ready. Whoops. We're going to look at if D0 is equal to 2, and same thing as before, G, which is constant, the growth rate is 6%, and the price is equal to $40, what is the stock's expected total return for the coming year? And so the total return for a stock is equal to D1 over P0 plus the growth rate, because if you remember, it's the two components. This one right here is the dividend yield, and this one right here is the capital gains yield. So I put dy for dividend yield and capital gains yield for those two. And so we'll say, well, the total return is equal to D0. Since we don't have D1, we have to use the equation D0 times 1 plus G. So $2 times 1 plus 0.06 over the price of $40, and then plus the growth rate of 6%. And so I'll put some brackets here so that you know that you have to do this total operation first. And it looks like this is the same information that we had for question 1. So we know that we get $2.12 divided by 40, and then this whole thing plus 6%. And I'm putting the 6% right here in a decimal form because what I get over here will also be in a decimal form. And so my final answer over here will be that I get RS is equal to 0.053 plus 0.06, which is equal to, if we put it in percentage form, 11.3%. And that's answer D. So then we go to question number 3. A stock just paid a dividend of $1. That means that is D0. The required rate of return is 11%, so that's R, and the constant growth rate is 5%, so that's our G. What is the current stock price? And so in this question, we're using the constant growth model where you have P0 is equal to D0 times 1 plus G, since we were given that D0, over R minus G. And so this equals the $1 times 1 plus 0.05 over R, which is 0.11, minus the growth rate of 5%. And so this will end up giving you a price today of $17.50. And so that's answer B. So let's look at the next question. Question 4. Dave Inc.'s stock is currently selling for $45 per share. The stock's dividend is projected to increase at a constant rate of 4% per year. So that's the growth rate. The required rate of return on the stock is 12%, so that's R. What is Dave's expected price 6 years from now? And so what they gave us up here, the $45, is P0. So it's pretty easy if you have this type of question. They want to know what's the price 6 years from now. And the way that you can get this really quickly is if you have the price now times 1 plus the growth rate, then you'll get the price 6 years from now, what the estimate is. And so the price today is $45, and we have 1 plus the growth rate of 4%. And since this is growing for 6 years, I need to put my, raise it to the 6th power. So I should have mentioned that earlier. We need to raise this to the 6th power because it's like we're compounding it into the future and getting a future value. And so if we multiply 45 times 1.04, that's raised to the 6th power, we will get an expected price of $56.94 in the future. So let's look at the next question. The Lashkari Company is expected to pay a dividend of $1 per share at the end of the year. So when it says expected to pay, that means a D1. And the dividend is expected to grow at a constant rate of 5% per year in the future. So that's the growth rate. Beta is 1.2. The market risk premium is 5%, and the risk-free rate is 3%. So what is the company's current stock price? Well, in this case, we need R, the discount rate for the company, to include in the dividend discount model. So we have to use the CAPM equation first to get that R. So it's beta times the market risk premium. And so we would have, well, RS is equal to the risk-free rate of 3% plus beta 1.2, and the market risk premium is 5%. And so we get the RS is equal to 9%. Then we can get the price of the stock, and since we have D1 up here, we can just put it's D1 over R minus G. So the price is going to be $1 divided by the R we just got, the 9%, minus the growth rate. And let's see, the growth rate was 5%, so minus 5%. And when you take 1 divided by 0.04, is what that ends up being, you get $25 as the expected price. And that's answer C. So let's look at question 6. Now we're dealing with preferred stock. A share of preferred stock pays a quarterly dividend of $1. So if it's quarterly $1, the annual amount, the annual dividend would be equal to 4 quarters times $1, which is equal to $4. Just so you keep that in mind. If the price of the stock is 50, what is the nominal, not effective, annual rate of return? And to find the rate of return for a preferred stock, it's just equal to the annual dividend divided by the current price of the preferred stock. So the annual dividend we got was 4 and the price is 50. So 4 divided by 50 is 8%. And we're not worrying about computing any effective annual rate, so this is the nominal rate. In question 7, Johnston Corporation is growing at a constant rate of 6% per year, so we know that's the growth rate. The cost of preferred stock, and it's another preferred stock, is 8%, and then the par value of the preferred stock is $120. And the stock has a stated dividend of 10% of par. So what is the market value of this stock? So first, if we're trying to find the value of a stock, the equation that we need is the value for preferred is equal to the dividend, remember it's the annual dividend for preferred, divided by the rate for preferred. And so what we can do, we don't have the dividend preferred, but we have a stated dividend of 10% of par, and then it says the par value of the stock is 120. So the dividend is always equal to the par value. It's kind of weird for a preferred stock, but $120 par value times 10%. And so the dividend amount for the year is $12. And now we go back to the value of the preferred stock. It's like a perpetuity because it pays $12 forever. So it's $12 divided by R, what we had up here, which was 8%. And so we divide that and we get the value of the preferred stock is $150. And those are just some example problems for Chapter 9.